I think all of us are at the point now we want to watch Disney burn, because last night's episode of The Acolyte was a monstrosity. It wasn't even Disney. It was not Star Wars anymore. It's lost its touch. So at this point, I'm kind of rooting that Disney will have this massive downfall.
It was lesbian theater on space, and I'm not even joking.
Lesbian soap opera. Lesbian novelas. That's what it was.
I have been on actual lesbian theater plays. Mm-hmm. That part when they are singing and everything, that's it. That is actual lesbian theater. And crappy one, by the way. Normally, the lesbian with the best voice is the one that is singing, and the others are just doing the chorus. This one was just the chorus. The power of one, the power of two. That should be just the compliment to a really nice voice. They didn't have the nice voice, so it came out as absolutely shitty.
Yeah. I think it even goes beyond that. I mean, honestly, I don't care what your sexual orientation is. I honestly really don't care. Mm-hmm. They could do whatever they want with, but it just wasn't Star Wars from the beginning. Yeah. Like, I watched it. I tweeted 8 minutes in. We hadn't even gotten to the controversial part, just the part where she's explaining about how they don't refer to it as the Force, but they call it the thread. And then she explains how it works, that you pull the threads of your destiny and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, that's not how the Force works.
Yeah, sorry. Exactly.
Like, so yeah, 8 minutes in, I didn't even get to that part that everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's like this lesbian cult and whatever. I didn't even get that far. 8 minutes in, she starts explaining that, and I was already like, oh yeah, this isn't Star Wars. I'm done.
But by the way, this is supposed to be something like the Witches of Dathomir, the Sisters of Dathomir, that canonically use the Force, but they use the Force in a way that the Force almost becomes tangible, becomes material, and it's a process that is really screwed, uses all the dark side, is connected to the rawest of emotions, and that was supposedly why only women became Witches of Dathomir. It was because the male didn't really connect it to that kind of power. And that's why when they reveal Darth Maul rejects part of the magic, and it's a whole thing. I don't know if you have seen the Clone Wars.
Yes, yeah, I've seen the Clone Wars.
So there was a whole explanation on how the magic for the Witches of Dathomir worked. This is not it, and they are supposed to be part of the Witches of Dathomir. They are one of the sects of the witches that don't really know how the Force magic works. They don't even know their whole background magic precept. So this of the Force is the threat. No, the Force is the Force. You corrupt the Force into becoming whatever you want. That's the power of the witches. You materialize the Force. Yeah, basically they have told us that Shmi was lesbian. The whole episode was to explain that Shmi was lesbian.
This is
well,
like
they have the same thing.
I think they're going to leave it
mirror.
Yeah. They mirror Anakin, and is on purpose. There's phrases that say that are said by some characters that were said originally by Qui-Gon Jinn, by Yoda, when they are saying how the Force works, that is a thread that binds us. I was about to throw something to the screen.
No, I don't blame you on that. Like, that's not how Lily said. That's not how the Force works.
Yeah.
No, I mean, did you see the whole entire arc in the Clone Wars? I mean, they didn't just have like one episode on it. It was like an entire like little mini arc that they would go through sometimes in the show, that they would pick like a certain topic and then they would kind of linger on it for 2-3 episodes. And yeah, no, this is just it's just very disappointing, and they're trying to erase everything that George did and replace it with all of their ideologies, that this is what actually happened. That's what bothers me, is that No, guys. Everything that happened in the prequels and the original trilogy, someone else did it first. So it's not special anymore.
On the Clone Wars, they got 2 arcs. The one arc is for Savage Opress, Darth Maul's brother. And the other one is for Asajj Ventress. That is, she is one of the daughters of Dathomir. And by the way, Dathomir is a planet, not a species. The thing is that wasn't Maul's species the only one that could actually get in tune with the magic? That's why the witches on the Clone Wars and on the comics were all Darth Maul's species.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think they even went to the they had all of the Night Sisters together, and then they had the men like in a separate place too, and they're all like Darth Maul species. So
yeah.
I don't know what.
It was because the men were unable to connect, and that's the whole separation. Yeah, the men were unable to connect to that side of the Force, because basically, sorry, I know there's women on the panel, but basically they were nagging the Force into submission like an ex-girlfriend, that like a really toxic ex-girlfriend.
Eres un tóxica. Yeah, that's what they are.
And it worked.
They got their way. They will nag and nag and nag, and then the men will have to like bend the knee or like give in because they just don't want to hear it anymore.
But then they're messing up their own stuff too, because a lot of the Clone Wars is Filoni stuff. So now these witches came before the Night Sisters. So they did it first. So the Night Sisters weren't that cool because they didn't create a baby through the Force. Like,
where are the horns?
I'm over it.
¿A dónde pusieron todos los cuernos? Le pusieron los
no, that's the
cuernos
species.
a la
No, that's the
vieja.
species. The species is horny like that.
Right, but where are the girl horns?
I think no. It is depending on the level of power that you have on that species that your horns grow. If you have seen, Maul's horns are really, really big when he is on Berserk mode, and it's basically just the Force transforming his body. It's a weird. Yeah,
it's
really
weird. I don't like that. Yeah.
They are Sabraks, right?
Yeah, Sabraks.
Yeah.
From
so the Sabraks, the Sabraks are horny. Except Asajj Ventress, for some reason, Asajj Ventress didn't have horns, and she's from the same species. Yeah, and she got really deep into the dark side. She was trained by Konduku, by Darth Tyrannus, so should be more horny, I guess. Well, have you ever read the story on how she basically becomes a bounty hunter after the whole fall of the Republic? There's an arc for her after the Republic where she becomes a bounty hunter that hooks up with an ex-Jedi that was supposed to fall into the dark side, and then he dies. It's a lot of drama. It's really stupid, but she had a story after the whole thing. Well, I'm guessing we will never get to that because we are going into the past and ruining the past now.
We're going into a disaster. Because even nobody's watching this thing. But I know that you guys watched it. What did you guys think of basically... How did you get through the episode without drinking?
Well, in my coffee, I did pour my Bailey's coffee creamer in there. So I'm like, oh my God. I've seen trash. I've seen Disney trash, but this one takes the cake. I saw it this morning because I saw all the memes. I saw everyone's jokes on it. It's like, okay, let me see what it's in. And then I couldn't help but cringe. I sat there. I dissociated myself from watching it. And it's like, this isn't even Star Wars. This is like a low budget. I mean, if it's a high budget because it's Disney. But to me, I saw it as like a low budget lesbian sci-fi movie that you can see on the Sci-Fi Channel. It was something that doesn't even follow any of the lore anymore. Like, it's lost, and it's just
like, what specifically in the lore did you notice that it wasn't following, or like what ruined it for you that you said this isn't Star Wars anymore?
It's when they did that lesbian cult where they're singing like Power 1, Power 2, and Power Many. Is like, original Star Wars wouldn't do a little song like that. That's
we
where
had a lot of music in Star Wars, though. We had a lot of really silly songs.
I mean, if you're at the cantina with like everybody like playing the instruments, yeah, I'll give them that. But like,
no, there's one species that actually has a song in the movies, the Ewoks.
That's okay. That one I did forget.
Yeah,
but
they have their little song too.
But I don't. Yes, they do. But that's what threw me off on that. But I don't really consider the Ewoks because they're cute little furry creatures versus like people that you can relate to. Like, oh yeah, like I'm a Jedi Master, but like, why would I have to do that song in order to get? I don't need a man type of thing, which is dumb.
They are lesbians on Disney. Like, who tells you they are not furries also?
Yeah, you got me on that one too. But no, it's just I mean, it's been obvious for the longest time with it, where it like took me out. Like, it's them projecting their ideology, what they think they know best, and they're going to use this beloved franchise, this beloved things that we grew up with, to put that message, to make it known like, hey, we're here and we want you guys to accept us, and there's no way that we're gonna go away. So it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, because this was the meme that I thought was like hilarious.
Power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
As I said, that's lesbian theater.
The power of many.
But you have a voice that is prominent, that actually sounds good. Here it sounds like they are drunk. The power of many.
Or whatever Zaza they were smoking that day. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the part of the threat. The threat is legalizing it.
Oh man, if they were doing a show about legalizing it, I will be all in. I will be happy as hell. This is not it, brother.
The power of... I kept thinking, like, I have the power, or like, what was like, when they said one, my sister was in theater, and all I kept thinking is like, one, singular sensation. I was like,
yeah,
this whole thing didn't even make sense to me, though, because when she's teaching the girls, she's telling them that the power of one, the power of two, the power of many, but then there's only one, the main one, that defeated two of them together. So what is exactly the point? Like, is she trying to say that the more of you together, whatever, are more powerful? Because she didn't prove that. She proved that like she herself was the only one that was powerful.
Less than two little girls you are. Ashamed you should be.
So I have no idea what they were trying to do with all of this. It's just cringe.
I can see some of the currents, the different thought currents that are coming into this, and none of them are really well structured, because there's a lot of lesbian imagery there, actual lesbian imagery. I'm not meaning just as a joke. I mean, it's something that if you go into women's circles, especially lesbian women's circles, you will see that kind of imagery. You will see this kind of art. But it's discombobulated, because I have seen some lesbian productions that are actually really good. I have helped on theater, by the way. That's the whole thing. And there's some things that actually work really well, because...
I'm sorry, did someone say lesbians?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right in time. What's happening, everybody?
Hi, Polly. How are you?
Midnight Edge in Espanol Lesbian Edition. The
TV show, not anyone on the panel.
Not the panel.
I'm like, let's get that.
Well, you don't know, I might be a lesbian.
It's great to have Nomi and Lily back here with Fletcher and Pablito. Hail to the chat. I just wanted to pop in real quick and say hello. How you guys do? What's going on with this? Where are you guys at with the critique? I want to hear.
Well, I had Bailey's in my coffee this morning, so I watched this episode this morning when I woke up. Wow. So that's where it's going.
Over, because I needed to actually pay attention and critique this correctly. Like, it's a mess. I saw it last night as soon as I was able to, and it was just, it took me maybe an hour and a half to get through it. Yeah. Just because I kept pausing at certain parts just to like rethink my entire life choices, because it's bad.
Your Twitter posts are prolific.
They're like, my Twitter blew up last night. I don't know what happened.
Jeez, how about you, Pablito?
I will be honest. At one point, I was just laughing out loud. I'm starting to understand Gundam, and I think that's really, really bad on life. Wow. But there's a point on the episode when they are trying to convince the girls that they should not even try to be a Jedi, because one of them wants to be a Jedi. And they are giving the whole speak about, you are a kid, you don't know what you want, you will change your mind, you cannot do something that is impossible to reverse. And I was like, is Disney making these points after going a couple of days ago full on how kids should be able to decide what they want to be when they are born? So basically you get a newborn and he's like, hey, are you a boy or a girl? Gugu tata. Okay, he says this up. I cannot make that joke here because YouTube, but yeah, it's weird that Disney had something that could be perceived as anti-trans on a show about trans and lesbians.
Well, it wasn't intentional.
It wasn't intentional.
It's not
intentional. It was perfect.
Guys.
It was perfect,
because in them trying to define, this family and how life should be. First of all, they were horrible parents. The two ladies. I mean, the mother superior straight up force punched the two kids into the ground. Like, what the fuck? It was just terrible. It was terrible.
Have you seen lesbians treating each other? They normally smack each other, really.
Oh my gosh.
but okay, yes and no. But here you have an opportunity that you're going to do all this stuff. Like, who the fuck would want to live in this witch covenant? Everyone's miserable. They're nasty. It's like so dreary there. That is your lesbian utopia? That's terrible.
It's what we have right here in current modern day.
I'm doing the dyad.
where there's women going to the forest and like beating up trees or smashing sticks to the ground because they're letting out their oppression or their anger. So yeah, I wouldn't want to hang out with those type of women, and I wouldn't want to hang out with these type of women in Star Wars.
Did you guys get also too the subtle, not so subtle language about that man put the Jedi mind trick.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
The whole episode, I could smell the patchouli. This smell like a hippie commune.
Oh man.
What about the Pachanguero himself, Fletcher? Man, what'd you think of this episode?
You know, it's funny because I was thinking of looking at it like from a different perspective, like just okay, maybe I'm not getting it. You know, my wife always says I don't listen, so I'm like thinking to myself, maybe I'm not listening, and then I'm just looking, and I'm like, I don't even want to get this, you know. I don't want to. This makes no sense. It was you know, you burned down a stone temple, you know, and you have a kid called Osha, you know. It's just come on, man. It's just like puns, you know.
Oh, did you notice? Okay, there's something that they wanted you to see as the Osha character. Like the Jedi were there to save the kids, but there's a small moment where they kind of tease you what really happened and why the sister is trying to kill the Jedi. The Jedi went to kill the witches. The Jedi were not there saving them, were there killing the witches. So yeah, they are setting up this plot as one side is supposed to be as evil as the other.
Well, I can see that because when they show the shot where the witches are all dead, like what happened? They're not on fire. They're just kind of on the ground, like
someone did it.
Dead? Like what happened?
Right. So it's either the you know, the main baddie that if you saw did appear at the Ascension ritual. They had a hood on in behind Mother Superior for a shot, or it's the Jedi. Maybe the Jedi. Maybe what I'm thinking is that baddie, or maybe Mother Superior, possessed them all to kill them all, and then they wake up out of their being possessed. Oh my God, what did I just do? That would kind of make sense why Homeboy would you know levitate for 10 years and then, you know, self-delete.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
They won't be possessed. They will be just evil because they are Jedi and the Jedi are evil. But remember what Leslie Headland said? There's no dark side, there's no evil or good or evil on Star Wars.
Oh, they all said that last year at the Disney convention. Yeah. But even what I just theorized is true, it's still a shit story. That is still terrible.
Oh, yes.
That is not Star Wars.
Oh yes. By the way, one of the hand signs that you can see kind of reminds you to one in the pooper, two in the.
Oh no.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of weirdness.
I was trying to find memes for today, and now it's like half the memes. Yeah, you can't even use them.
I just want a scene where Qui-Gon is asking to Shmi who's the father, and you cut out to Zack's music, and she thinking about scissors. That's all I want. That's all I need. God damn.
Even if we have girls here, we still can't keep it light.
Have you seen the episode? How can we keep it light? The whole episode is about scissors and the Force. It's forced scissors.
It's just bad. It's just bad. I'm going through the stages of grief. That's why I haven't been able to laugh yet, because I'm still I'm still trying to process that something that I love very much is gone.
I have been editing videos so long that at this point I process the pain as a fan, and at the side I process what I'm watching. I have fully disconnected at this point.
Did you guys notice that the little girls aren't even twins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't find a pair of twins. I kept like, I don't know, I kept noticing that too much, and I was like, these little girls are not twins. They're just...
Isn't the Black community really prolific at making twins, or at least what's the other word for twins that do not share the sperm?
A surrogate?
No, mellizas on English.
That's twins. Mellizas is twins.
Oh,
yeah, twins, but they are not from the same sperm.
They are. Oh, shoot.
It's not the same baby that divided in two. Is two different babies conceived at the same time.
Yeah, they're.
Don't worry about it.
Well, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Twins. They're fraternal twins.
Fraternal twins, yeah.
But the Black community is there. You go. No identical. Basically, the Black community is known for having a lot of twins. How did they go all the way to hire somebody that is not even related to one to another? Is I don't know, man. I have other. I will go full gay here. This girl, she's a black girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has been using the same hairstyle for more than a decade. Where have you seen a black girl that keeps the same hairstyle for a week?
Well, that's kind of, yeah, that one I buy, because it's hard to do black hair. So
man, dude, I have seen how appointments on hair salon work. Black women have a full month, with every week they have their appointment ready. They know at what time they are going to get the goddamn hair done, and it will be perfect. It's almost obsessive. The only way that you could be more obsessive about going to a hair salon if you are a man, because you need to get the fade perfect, so you need to go twice a week.
But it's the future, Pablo. They have everything's the future.
As I said, I went full gay. I know how hair salons work, right?
Never go full gay.
This is impossible. A black girl that goes through her teenage years and she never changes her hairstyle, that's impossible. That's absolutely impossible.
That's a plot point. But acá tenemos las mamás. So they're halflings.
Man, you can smell the sweat and patchouli. And the weed.
But I gotta say, I do think that the costumes in this, at least with light, looks a little bit better, but they still, I don't know, where did they spend all this money? We are gonna compare this to House of the Dragon in a little bit.
I don't know, lesbians.
I think it's so much different.
Dude, maybe lesbians are just expensive. I have no other reason, man. To be honest, this is supposed to be like 300 to 400 million per episode, something like stupid like that.
This show?
Yeah. Yes.
This show is 22.5 million per episode, 180 in total for all of the show combined.
This episode is over $22 million, and you got.
Because I compared it to Godzilla -1, that was $15 million for that amazing movie that we got, and this per episode costs more than Godzilla -1.
Capaz que todo es de oro. Eso es lo que tengo que. Eso es todo de oro y esos son brillantes.
No, hermano.
It looks like my aunt.
Ok, recuerda, he trabajado haciendo cosplays. Te puedo decir, el un brazalete es metal barato. Algunas de las piezas son 3D printed. Lo que tiene en el cabello, esos dos triángulos que tiene en el cabello, son sacados de pistolas de silicona. Son los clips que tienen las pistolas de silicona para evitar que topen la superficie y la punta queme cualquier cosa. El resto, la mayoría son cosas que puedes conseguir en cualquier tienda hippie. Es un chal, un poncho, un collar de bronce que mercado artesanal del Ecuador te cuesta como $10 y somos careros. Los anillos, igual, son anillos de mercado artesanal. Cualquier lugar, cualquier bazar de bisutería barata va a tener esa clase de cosas. El resto, las telas, son telas que puedes conseguir en cualquier lugar. No son telas muy difíciles de conseguir. Los materiales, además, son sumamente baratos. Calculo por vestimenta, máximo $100 por vestimenta.
Pero no se acuerdan cuando salieron las noticias de The Little Mermaid, cuánto costó supuestamente ellos el pelo que usaron para Ariel. Y ella tiene también las trenzas bien largas, o no sé si van a estar tratando de decir que eso es lo que les costó mucho, sus trenzas.
No, pues sí, pero llegan hasta dónde llegan.
Sí,
wow. Sí, porque pero está alrededor del cuello.
Como dice Pablo, no necesariamente tienen que usar pelo de veras, puede ser sintético también, que es más barato.
Además que no necesitas estar arreglando el pelo todo el tiempo, porque simplemente pones las extensiones y ya está.
Wow.
Y luego hasta el maquillaje de la muchacha esta de acá, if you zoom in, ni se ve ni, I don't know, me molesta a mí cuando como todas esas líneas, supuestamente es un tatuaje y se ve muy, it looks messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a constant color. It's just, what you're pointing out on is just like, it's just too faded. And if you go like closer to her eyes, it's just like too much. So they did a horrible job tracing almost.
That, by the way, you can...
This should just be like airbrushed on.
Yeah, you can... Exactly. Airbrush is perfect for faking tattoos. Because you can do the fade with an extra layer of makeup just to make it seem like it's old, like it has faded a bit. But this is not it. They paint it faded. And instead of covering with something, they just leave it like that. So it almost looks like the sweat has been moving around a bit of the ink. It doesn't really feel, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Do you remember that mold? That mold looked awesome. Also a gay Wookiee with a membone. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I've never seen that before, that his little like head is shaved. What the heck was that?
Last episode, I was saying that...
la cabeza, mira.
Yep.
Yes.
El Wookiee te quiere vender Starbucks y tacos de $7.
Hermano, ¿recuerdas la semana pasada cuando decía que el Jedi negro es gay? El Jedi negro y gordo es gay. Pues adivina qué. Resulta que es Ram algo, suena Rumble o Blackberry, no, pero suena algo parecido. Y resulta que el personaje canónicamente sí es gay.
En este punto tenemos que creer que todos son gays.
El Wookiee también es gay.
Yes.
Pero el problema es que los gays ni quieren aceptar este programa. Te dicen, no, ya no es gay. Yeah.
¿Has visto la reacción de la comunidad LGBT a este programa?
No.
¡Lo odian!
Sí. Tiene que ser. Oh. Okay,
Hermano,
bueno.
nunca había visto a tantos gays diciendo, por favor, pónganos papis chulos en pantalla y déjenos demostrar estas bestias asquerosas.
¿Qué pasó en eso? Bueno, quién sabe.
A los gays también les gustan los hombres fuertes.
Eso sí.
Especialmente.
¿Qué pensaron de este personaje en el episodio?
Ni hizo nada. ¿Qué voy a pensar? Nomás estaba sentada ahí arreglando la misma cosa por como todo el episodio.
No, pero te está mostrando que es, es un Chewie que arregla, es mecánico, entonces.
Sí, pero el
Chewie.
La
nariz. Es
el
Chewie.
Se aventaba, luego acababa todo y seguía con otra cosa. En la misma por como 30 minutos.
$22 millones.
Ahí se fue parte del costo en.
Ahí fue es que parece usaron pelo natural.
No, eso fue
y trae su bolsita también.
Trae su bolsita, es Gucci. Es Gucci, mi amigo.
No es Chewbacca, es gay vaca.
Es gay vaca.
Ni siquiera Chewbacca traía un satchel, ok, no era bolsa, era satchel.
No era bolsa. ¿Y qué pensaron de la mamá? Ahí, pobrecita, la vieja.
¿Mama Scrotum?
Oh.
Ay, yo.
Niéguenmelo. Solo miren los cachetes.
Oh, man.
Oh, churro vaca.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. La orden de las brujas. No. O sea. Y también esto. Okay.
We have seen technology from almost 100 years from what we see on the original trilogy. This is supposed to be also 100 years or something like that. We have seen technology from that era. The Millennium Falcon. It looks way more advanced than everything else in this show, so I don't know. There's a lot of inconsistencies here, man.
I'm speechless with.
It's so bad it left us without words. We don't know what to talk about because it's just disgusting. Like it's just like a car wreck. Like you don't want to look away, but you want to.
The lady that you had on the screen before, was that supposed to like remind us of Maz Kanata? Because when I saw her, I was like, is this supposed to be like the same species?
Yeah, but Maz Kanata looks like she has buttholes for eyes. This is another part of the body altogether. And I mean,
yeah, was it Maz Kanata? This one is Maz Kanata.
Oh, wow.
No, but do you remember the memes when Maz Kanata was originally revealed? That people actually Photoshop assholes on her eyes.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't change much. Because she has wrinkly eyes, little wrinkly eyes that ends in just a dot. So it look just like that, and somebody got that idea. This is episode 7, by the way. People have been joking about that for 10 years, and they don't get that people joke about this kind of stuff. Lucas actually had people telling him about the costumes, about the designs, if something looked really mockable. So he wanted to avoid that. So he will change the character a bit to make it less mockable, to make it less of a joke. Disney is not doing that. Disney don't have that quality process avoiding certain things. So everything is really easy to make fun of. The whole show is easy to make fun of. They are not even trying anymore.
They're making it for that 3% that are like, yay, Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
He Vader.
That's one of the things that Lucas actually kind of screwed up.
Costumes were so bad.
Yeah. Do you remember the no scene on episode 3 when he transforms into Vader, that he gets up of the operation table and starts screaming no?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the few things that Lucas actually forced into the movie, that people told him it won't go well. And because of that, then he edited episode 6, adding the no at the end when he throws the Emperor to the shaft. They are the no afterwards. So in the special editions, Vader screams no when he throws the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
George Lucas. Oh my gosh. I love him, but sometimes, yeah, he really did need people to edit him.
Yes, he needed caricatures.
Thank you, Marsha Lucas.
Yes, she edited the first movie and was great. Then Lucas got salty about the edition not being done by him and did the special editions.
Yeah.
It was his process for the divorce.
Ay, George Lucas.
Como member for 14 months, gracias Jesús Dávila. Adiós, mi Star Wars querido. Cuando yo te vuelva a ver. So true.
Descarguen el proyecto 77. Miren el proyecto 77 en toda su gloria. Disfruten Star Wars de verdad. Y díganle no a Disney.
Yep. Anoche cuando acabé de ver esto, tuve que ver The Empire Strikes Back porque antes de dormirme porque no.
Palate cleanser.
Yes, palate cleanser. Oh man. But guys, they have amazing writers. You know what my favorite dialogue in this entire episode was? When May and Osha are talking to each other after the fire, and then they go, "What did you do? No, what did you do? No, what did you do?" That was my favorite. Oscar worthy.
You mean you didn't like the I carry them. I created them.
Oh.
If I say that to a woman being a man, I will get slapped.
Oh man, I know.
I wish actual court worked like that. I made them. That's it. Okay, you have the custody. Go ahead.
What's really sad is that the actor from the Squid Games is amazing. I loved him. I love him in Squid Game. He's great in this. You can tell he's actually trying. Like, he did his homework. He said that he was inspired by Qui-Gon Jinn. He's a fan. You can actually tell that he's trying his best with what he's been given. But it just, the rest of the show is just a mess. Like, I wish I could have seen him in good Star Wars, a great Star Wars project. Like, I believe him as a Jedi, as a master, but not here. This is a mess. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, and even the mainstream media has already starting to turn on it. It's not just us fans as they blame, because even Ford right now is like, it's Acolyte. Episode 3 is going to be one of the most disappointing Star Wars episodes.
Article destroyed them. It destroyed them. And you know what? Good. Good. I'm glad they're being honest now that this is trash.
Oh, but Forbes has been actually pushing against the show since the first 2 episodes. There's yesterday I edited the video for this. There's a couple of places like Inverse that they are defending the show, saying that the show is not bad. The fans are bad, and the fans should be stopped and removed.
Oh yeah.
Not joking. That's the language that they use. They want us gone. And they are asking for some entity, I don't know who, maybe the government, I don't know, to actually remove us from existence. That is...
sound familiar?
Yeah.
I wonder who else wants to do stuff like that. Yeah, I think this is the article you were talking about.
It's because you just can't justify how bad this is anymore. Like, you really just can't.
Yes, I have the article, and there's a point where they actually say that somebody needs to do something about us, to remove us, because we are harming the LGBT community by not liking the show.
The thing is, they've already removed us with their terrible shows. People are watching this to laugh at it, not because they're actually fans anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, people are making content out of it because it's still, to me, I believe this is still like a cultural event. This is having an impact because this is making people realize that you know what, there is a problem. They're doing this to Star Wars. They destroyed one of the biggest IPs. What are they going to do with everything else that's out there? And then if you take a look at the Rotten Tomatoes scores, the critic score dropped.
Yes.
Where's it at right now?
Now at least we
What's
have
the
the
latest?
20s.
At least we have them being a little bit more honest. I mean, a 92% when it began, give me a break.
But let's just be clear, though. This is all your fault, Lily. See, the headline says so. Acolyte isn't ruining Star Wars. You are.
It is my fault.
Nomi,
it is
Lily,
my fault because I'm not
Fletcher,
brainwashed.
and Pinche Pablo. You guys are the problem.
Well, I am a problem, not the problem.
I'm glad to be their problem. I want to be a bigger problem for them.
I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato score right now on the website, and it's an 85% tomato score, tomato meter.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
pretty critics. It's went down. Then it went down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, critic score. But
And
you
then
know what I
audience-
noticed is that it's been like that since last night. So I don't know if Disney's up to their old tricks and they froze it there because it hasn't dropped since last night. The one for the audience score keeps fluctuating. It'll go up 2 points, it'll drop 3 points, but the one for the critic score, since last night, it was at 85% and it's been frozen there.
But is it all critics or just the top critics? Because they have two different.
Oh, it's top critics.
It's
only top critics.
the top critics.
Yeah, I'm watching the page right now. It's only top critics, and if you see on the 23rd% of people that didn't really care if the show was bad, is mostly bot reviews. Is this show was great because it's made by Disney, or this show is great because it was made by a lesbian. And everything else is I didn't like the plot, I didn't like the acting, I didn't like this and that. And those are the bigoted people that are evil. The ones that are saying, this show is great because it's Disney and Disney produce quality. I'm not about whatsoever. Those are the good ones, I guess.
If that score doesn't change, they're doing the same thing they did with the sequel trilogy, and they're freezing the scores.
Oh yeah, and Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. That's crazy. I guess they still have enough money left to pay people off.
Not when Elon Musk is done with them.
Oh, please. Yes.
He's gonna be like, nope, you are gonna not do anything about it because the people need to know. I will put you on blast.
I'm sure Gavin Newsom will get them some other tax write-off or tax subsidization or tax whatever. California is the reason why everything is on flames right now. There's a lot of other places that have been pushing back to the agenda. Even years ago, I don't know if you remember the Georgia incident. Georgia is where they do a lot of different productions, and Georgia had a stance against some LGBT law.
Yeah.
So Hollywood decided that they will boycott Georgia and stop doing productions there. Oh, you are muted.
Dang it!
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. But I thought the whole Georgia thing was based on them securing that you wouldn't be able to have an abortion there. So that's the reason why people revolted. Not like the whole LGBT. It's more of like
it was something like
if
that.
they don't, if they don't have, if women don't have rights there, we don't have any business doing any type of filming in that state. It was like, well, you're lost. So yeah, I remember that the whole Georgia thing.
California is the only state that is still pushing this and giving them a lot of money to do this kind of stuff. Other states are basically done with this shit. And well, Canada is a lost cause. Sorry about that.
No need to be sorry.
I was making a joke about Canadians.
I was like, that's a Canadian job, them being sorry. So
Yes.
I was going to follow up with that.
But yeah, there's a couple of places that are still giving them money, or at least softening the amount of money that they lose on this production, so they don't really give a shit. They will keep losing money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, just like I said, let them, because it's only coming now where people are just writing the reviews like, yeah, this is absolute trash, and we're kind of sick of it. Instead of like kissing up, like, oh, because my friend has his hand in Disney, or my friend is this sort of producer. I know Leslie Helen herself. Like, they're trying to get in good graces, but look, like, I think it's coming to the point where, like, yeah, friend, whatever you're making is actually trash. I would do that to a friend in real life. Like, look, I don't like it. And, you know, it's just people having their hand over things that's now coming to a halt for them.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but I've been meaning to talk to you, Nomi, because what you've been doing on your channel is trash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding, guys.
Uh-huh.
Humor.
Mm-hmm. I know it's humor. I know it's humor.
Can we get some laughs from the guys? I mean, all right, now I feel bad.
I have only one way to describe Polly's humor sometimes. Autistic.
I was gonna say, Polly, did you eat a slice of cheese when you said that joke? Because that was cheesy.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Nice.
Roasted.
No, but none offense taken, Polly.
I'm gonna put my mask on and shut up.
Sander is not lesbian humor. Nobody is getting hurt.
Unlike the people in Star Wars who get offended by everything, of like whatever criticism they get, at least I can take the heat. So, but yeah, no, all jokes.
No, listen. I'm just getting. I'm a little off today, but I'm glad you guys are here. I'm gonna go with the back.
No, it's been a while since I've seen you, Polly. But no, like it's good. If we didn't have humor, if we didn't have any type of like joking with friends, like there would we wouldn't have like a whole community of like getting to egg on each other. I believe that and I encourage that, because if someone were to get offended, like, I don't know, if I took that personally, no, I don't care. It's all right, Polly. You're all good, girl. You're all good. But I believe in that. Like, friendships, you build stronger friendships with humor.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard the difference between a friend and a best friend?
No, I don't think I have.
A friend,
bury the body.
A friend gets hurt. You try to help him. Your best friend gets hurt. You laugh your ass out.
Oh.
No, yeah, I never heard that before.
Or like mine's a little darker. Your best friend helps you bury the body.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Speaking